This video is brought to you by Sun King Discs. Go to sunkingdiscs.com for a full selection of disc golf merchandise from all the major brands. What's up, guys? Welcome to my review of the Discmania Evolution Tactic. Big thank you to Sun King Discs for sponsoring this video. Go to sunkingdiscs.com to check out the website, or just go straight to the description in this video. Click the link that'll take you directly to the Evolution Tactic on Sun King's website. These have been extremely popular since they were released. They're selling like crazy, so I'm not exactly sure what the stock will be when you see this video, but you can go take a look for yourself. If they're not in stock, I'm sure they will be relatively soon, or you can go check out any of the other awesome plastic and other gear available on sunkingdiscs.com. Also, if you have not done so already and you like the videos that I'm putting out, please hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned for future content. Let's get into the review of the Evolution Tactic. I have two different ones here. This is the Primal Run in the soft plastic. I'm going to be perfectly honest, I don't think I even threw this one because I had the guys test these first and were filming, and the black was just almost impossible to see. I don't know if any shots of this disc flying will actually make it into the video. It's really difficult to film, but for an approach disc, it's not really that big of a deal. You know, you can keep track of it pretty good. You're not throwing it super far and stuff, but yeah, definitely not ideal for filming. But I do have it here as a representation of the different plastic blends available, and this is the Primal Run is the first run, and this is a different stamp as well. So good looking disc, I like that. This is the Exo Hard, and here is a closer look at that. Discmania Evolution Tactic. Love the lettering on this, just clean look. Here are some flight numbers: 4, 2, 0, and 3. Okay, based on my testing of this disc, I would probably flip the 2 and the 3. Other than that, I think it's pretty spot on. I feel like it does have a little bit more glide than you would expect from this, and the only real complaint I've heard about this disc is that people were expecting and wanting it to be a little bit more overstable than it actually is. We'll get to that a little bit later on. So this is kind of a modern version of the classic flat top overstable approach disc, like a Zone. We've seen a lot of other type of discs on the market similar to this, you know, like the Harp, and of course the Classic, which is the Zone. You also have the Cenis, which actually maybe came out before the Zone. I'm not exactly sure. They're both quite old, been around forever. And also like the AVR X3 and stuff like that. So it's definitely a very popular style of disc. Here's a look at the rim profile while I ramble. It's definitely a very popular style of disc, and the type of disc that I think basically everyone should have in their bag. You need some type of short-range, overstable approach disc that you know will not flip, you know what it's going to do. It's just one of those classic discs that I think is one of the most trustworthy and important discs in your bag. I really like the design of this one. It feels great in the hand. It's not too shallow nor too deep. It definitely feels good. This one, the Exo Hard plastic, is similar to the Zero Hard or Classic plastic from Dynamic Discs, and the soft is actually similar to the blend plastic or the medium from Latitude 64. So you can see this one in the soft has more flexibility to it, more give under the thumb. It's a little bit more rubbery, grippy. This one has a little bit more kind of velvety feel to it. It's not quite as grippy, but it's plenty good. I mean, it feels really nice. I'm sure it will get better and more grippy as you throw it as well. But you can see much, much less flexibility to this. I mean, it's not a huge difference, but similar pressure. There's the soft, and here's the hard. You can see it really doesn't flex much at all. So pretty firm, but still grippy, and I think probably a lot of people will like the hard plastic. I think it'll be a little straighter overall. The softer, though, is probably what you want to go with, the soft Exo Soft plastic, if you want it to land and sit, not skip as much, and absorb some of the impact of the landing. It should be a little bit easier to keep it closer to the basket. Let's see if there's weights on here. I'm sure there is. I didn't even look. That's how much I care about weight at this point in my career, guys. 175 grams. So yeah, full max weight on this disc. No problems there. But yeah, it's got that perfect board flat top and really nice feel in the hand that I know a lot of players just love. I love that. The feel is great, and would definitely be a nice feel for forehand as well if I ever threw forehand shots, which I kind of don't. Let's put it up next to a couple of other options, as I like to do. First of all, we got a Ricky Pig. This is a great disc. Really enjoyed testing this. I have a full review out on that, of course, if you want to check it out. And definitely very different. But the Pig is mostly flat, even though it's got a slight bit of dome to it compared to the Tactic, which is almost like, yeah, almost carpentry flat. You could almost, yeah, use that as like a level. This one has a little bit, tiny bit of dome in comparison. I actually saved my Sake Bomb Challenge caddy book here on the back of this disc, but that's what that is in case you're wondering. It's actually a wall hanger here, but I took it down for the review because I don't have a zone actually or anything else super similar, so I have a couple of things I wanted to show that would at least fill the same role in your bag. Forehand approaches, overstable approaches, beat in to go a little bit straighter. The Pig is definitely a very similar disc in terms of what you would carry and use it for, but it's got a much different design. Also, we have my disc in this roll in my bag, which is the Caltrup. This is a medium one that I have as a backup. I tend to throw the soft, but the medium's pretty interchangeable. All in all, it's really no real difference to it. But yeah, you can see zero medium. This one has more flexibility than the hard Tactic. Caltrup, also very flat, but does have this little ridge here. And it's got a deeper feel in the hand, I would say. It doesn't have the same angle there. It's just more of a kind of a smooth line that goes around, doesn't have this little dip indentation there. But again, extremely similar in terms of what you'd use them for out there on the course. I would say the Caltrup, probably a little bit less glide than the Tactic, based on my testing, a little bit less distance as well. And also, we have the Justice. So, if you got out there and you tested a Tactic and you found like it was just not quite overstable enough, if this doesn't get the job done, nothing is. And you probably have something going on with your form because, yeah, Justice is pretty much the king of the meat hook, overstable approach discs, mid-ranges. I mean, it's technically a speed 5, but I don't see anybody throwing a Justice too much farther than a Tactic based on my testing of these types of discs. Also, very flat. Let's put them up next to each other. The rim profile, so you can see it's definitely got like a more of a mid-range design to it. It's got that huge bead. It's got this protrusion there, but the diameter is quite similar, if not identical. I guess I could look up those numbers, but you guys know that's not really how I roll here. But I could look that up, but yeah, that seems very similar. But those are just a couple of other overstable approach discs that would be comparable to the Tactic. All in all, good feeling disc, looks great, feels good in the hand for backhand and forehand, and no problems there. I do wish I had a zone to show you because I feel like that's the main thing. I also don't have a harp in my stock right now that I could show you. I actually kind of feel like this disc is somewhere right between those two discs. It's kind of like if a harp and a zone kind of got together, produced offspring, this would be the disc, in my opinion. Let's talk about the flight of this thing. Full disclosure, I did not test this disc quite as much as I usually do. The courses are shut down with the lockdown and everything that was going on when we were filming this. Quite get as many throws with this disc as I would like to, but after watching the guys throw it, after throwing it myself several times and getting a feel for it, I definitely feel like I am able to accurately represent it, and you'll see how it flies right now as I ramble. Definitely not quite as overstable as some people might like. Plenty overstable for me. I have no issue with the stability of this disc whatsoever. I also am more comfortable throwing on a hyzer. And yeah, if I want to get more fade out of a shot, I'm just going to put more hyzer on it out of my hand. You know, it's rare that I want something to go kind of straight and then just really super meat hook at the end. The Caltrup kind of does that for me because it has that really dramatic kind of just drop out of the air when it slows down. The Tactic seems to kind of push forward a little bit more. It's definitely a little quicker and goes a little bit farther than I was expecting, I would say. I was getting nice distance out of it, especially like flat to slight ante. It'll go nice and far and then still kind of hook up at the end of the flight just a little bit. If you put it on that Anheuser angle, it still kind of wants to come back, but it's not like it's going to really turn hard and really come out strong. It's not Justice overstable by any means. This disc also, once it breaks in, would probably be really straight, something that you could just hit hard and get a laser straight flight out of it because it's not going to have too much natural turn even as it breaks in. It should just kind of hold a nice flat line and fly straight and have a little bit less fade as you start to break it in. But all in all, a fantastic overstable approach disc and a great addition to the Discmania lineup that I am in little doubt will be a very popular disc for people who like to throw and carry Discmania plastic. Definitely a solid disc. It's something that I could easily throw in the bag and replace my Caltrop with and use it for that, and I'm sure I'd be able to make it work just the same with maybe a little bit of adjustment just based on the fact that it's a little faster and it seems to go a little bit farther. Again, I would probably say 302 would be my flight numbers if I were to assess this, but it's not really that big of a deal, and there's always going to be some fluctuation in there. But all in all, definitely a solid disc. It does what you want it to do. You can throw it flat, it'll have some fade at the end of the flight, it holds a chip hyzer, beautiful. It doesn't go super far. It's not like you're going to have to worry about really blowing past the basket, but that little bit of extra distance capability is kind of nice for certain approaches. Sometimes, you know, something like a Justice just is always going to fade out early on you. You can throw a disc like this. Again, maybe put a touch of anhyzer on it or just hit it flat and hard, and you can stretch a little bit of extra distance while it's still going to be much more controllable than like a flippy putter or an understable mid-range or something along those lines. So, Evolution Tactic, I have no doubt will be a very popular mold, and people, I'm sure, are enjoying and bagging this disc since its release. That is my review. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate the continued support of my channel. Check out the links in the description to order yourself a Tactic from Sun King Discs. You can also find my Patreon in there, my Instagram, and links to DGN merch available now, hats, shirts, golf towels, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I will check you all very soon. Cheers. Thank you so much for watching, and big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. If you would like to see your name listed in the credits of all of my videos, go to patreon.com/discgolfnerd.